Yo, my name is Sebastian Savella. So I'm back to making some real estate content, and this time I'll be going over what you need to know before you buy an investment property. So buying an investment property or buying a home could be super expensive, and it's probably one of the biggest expenses that most people have in their lifetime. So if you're gonna spend that kind of money, you really need to know what you're doing and be prepared. You can't know everything, and if it's your first time like it's gonna be for me, you're going to make mistakes. But by having a good idea what to expect and preparing ahead of time, you can minimize the risk that you take and you can make better choices. So you already read the title of this video, so let's get into the 9 things you need to know before you buy an investment property. Know who your customers are and what they might be looking for. So real estate is a people business, and you're going to be dealing with a lot of people throughout the entire process. It's also a service business because you're providing people with homes that they'll hopefully like and that they'll want to stay in. One of the biggest expenses you have as a landlord is turnover, and that's when one of the tenant leaves and you have to fix up the place to get it ready for the next tenant. The profit from each unit is not that much, so if your tenants leave every year, then you'll never make any money because you have to spend all of it repainting, changing carpets, or fixing whatever is broken and cleaning up the place, not even counting the lost rent from the units not being occupied. To minimize turnovers, you need to have a good idea of what people are looking for. So your tenants needs to find enough value in your place to not even think about looking for something else. Depending on where you're planning on buying, you need to know what other properties offer in terms of square footage, number of bedrooms and number of bathrooms, amenities, and plan to have at least the same perks. Because if every unit in your area offer in-unit washer and dryer and yours doesn't, it might be hard to get a tenant to choose yours. You might even want to add a little something extra just to make your place stand out. And you don't have to spend a lot of money on it, or you don't even have to spend money at all. Like just being very responsive and showing the tenants that you care about their well-being can go a long way. Number 2, you need to be prepared financially. So the down payment alone could be as high as 30% of the purchase price or more. If you're going to be living in a property, it could be as low as 3.5% down, but the down payment is not the only thing that you need to pay for. You also have to pay for closing costs, which involve a bunch of fees, and it could be as high as 8% of the total cost of the property, depending on the area. You might think that's it, but if you want to make some renovations, you need to have money available for that too. And if you're thinking that, okay, now that's it, you'll be wrong again. Because from what I read and what I hear, unexpected expenses seems to always come up. So you need to have a little something extra in a reserve fund for those cases. Number 3, pick a real estate niche. So as you probably already know, real estate don't just involve single family homes. You could get a 2 to 4 unit property or a 20 unit building, or you might just want to flip a property for more immediate cash. So any one of those niches involve their own risk and their own barrier to entry. If you're just starting to learn about real estate, before you go any further, you need to know which niche you're comfortable with and which one makes the most sense for what you're trying to do. And if you want to learn more, I made a video about real estate niches, and you can check it out up here or by clicking the link in the description below. Number 4, that's pick a strategy. So after you pick a niche, you need to have a strategy. So what is it that you're trying to do, and how do you plan on doing it? What are you using real estate for? So knowing that you want to focus on small multifamily homes is good, but you need to know how you're going to use them to help you reach your financial goals. And picking a strategy will help guide you along the way. Are you planning on house hacking or paying all cash? Again, if you're trying to learn more about real estate strategies or house hacking, just click the link up here or down below. Number 5, what kind of loan you'll qualify for. So the vast majority of people don't have enough money to pay cash for an investment property. So what they do instead is pay a portion, the down payment, and they finance or borrow the rest. So if that's you, don't think that you automatically be qualified for a loan just because you have the down payment needed. You'll still need to make sure that you qualify for a loan, and if you do, for how much. So aside from your down payment, lenders will look at your credit history, your income, your debt to income ratio, and overall assess your ability to repay the loan. So it's your responsibility to know what a bank or a lender requires from you and what you need to do to have the best chances of getting approved for the amount that you want and for the best terms. So a mortgage broker is the right person to go to in that situation. Number 6, that's keep your emotions in check. So when you're buying a house for yourself, you have your criteria for what you want it to look like, the amenities that you want included, and what you want it to feel like. But when you're buying an investment property, you need to keep your emotions to the side and treat it like a business, because that's exactly what it is, a business. So your primary goal is to make money, and maybe you could have all the feels only after you accomplish your goals. The more you can keep your emotions out of it, the more rational decisions you can make for your business. Number 7, location, location, location. So we all heard it, and it really is important. So location is at the center of everything and determines what kind of price you'll pay for the property, what your tenants will pay to rent there, what kind of tenants that you'll get, what kind of vacancy rate that you'll have, how much your property will appreciate over time, and then what kind of returns that you're getting, and so on. If you're targeting middle-class families and buying a bad school district in a high crime area, the chances of you finding the type of families that you're looking for are very slim. And if you're targeting young adults, are the amenities convenient? So are the parks, restaurants, public transportation, walking and biking trail, or businesses close by? Know your customer and pick a location that'll give them what they want. Number 8, that's know your income and expenses. So when you buy an investment property, it's not just a one-time payment and you're done. So you have recurring monthly expenses to keep the place running and to keep making money. So you can't always predict all the expenses, but you need to have a good idea of what they'll be. So you could talk to a real estate agent or a property manager to get a good understanding of what kind of rent some neighborhoods demand and what landlord expenses are every month. So without knowing these numbers, you can't know if you can be profitable or not. I'll make a more detailed video about income and expenses in my next video. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already so you can see it when it comes out. And finally, number 9, that's having an exit strategy. So you can do as much research as you can, but you can't know everything. So you just don't know what you don't know. The best teacher is actually doing it and experiencing it yourself. But things are gonna come up that you didn't even think about or never read about anywhere. And that's why it's important to have an exit plan. So it's a way out of a deal by either selling, renting, or transferring ownership. So you can use it to either make a profit or to limit your losses. So not every deal works out, and therefore having an exit strategy is crucial to minimize the risk that you take. So there you have it, 9 things that you need to consider before you buy an investment property. Now, obviously this wasn't an exhaustive list, and there's other factors that you need to consider, like paying down your debt, or is the area that you're planning on investing in, is it growing in demand, or choosing the members of your team carefully, and so on. Just keep doing your research and keep learning. So that's all I got for today. If you think this video was helpful and you want to support the channel, make sure you like this video and subscribe. And don't forget to share it with a family and friend you think might be interested in that type of content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace. I think the studio is complete, I think. Maybe. It looks good. I hope you guys like it. Peace.